Hi everyone, and welcome to another reading. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am the Hermie Tarot, and this is my YouTube channel. A massive welcome back to those who are returning. This is going to be another pick a group tarot reading. I always introduce my videos like that because I used to do a variety of videos on this channel, and then recently, literally in the last year and a half maybe, which is recent for me because I've been doing this for so long, but I just have had to be very mindful of my capacity, and I've had to be a lot more considerate of what's gonna keep this channel going. I do a lot outside of tarot as well. I don't know if you guys are curious about that. I might do a live reading or a video soon to get reacquainted with you all and to just answer some questions you may have about me and to get to know me better, and I'm really keen to get to know you all better. So if you're interested in a live reading or a live video with maybe a live pick a card reading, let me know. They used to be a lot of fun, and they're actually not, for some reason it's a lot more stimulating. So even though it does take a lot of time and energy, because I'm actually interacting with you all, it's a lot better than me just sitting here talking to myself basically for hours and hours and hours. So I prefer doing that, is what I'm trying to say, and it wouldn't be going out of my way. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments below. With that being said, today's reading was chosen by a poll that I put up over on my community section of my channel. It was just a poll, and whoever saw it voted. If you didn't see it, you're either not subscribed to me with all notifications, or YouTube's probably hidden my content, which does happen from time to time. So to be a part of those polls and posts, you do need to interact. The algorithm is so harsh here on YouTube. It's nothing that you guys do, it's just like I literally follow my own channel on my personal accounts, and some videos just never pop up. Some videos that I post just never pop up, which can be very deflating, especially with the huge readings that I've done lately. They've taken a lot of time, a lot of careful intention, planning, and energy. So to not necessarily reach the audience is very deflating. And I'm just gonna share that quickly. But I don't want to take that away from where we are today and the fact that we're all here today. So this reading was suggested, it was voted, it was a close second to another reading, which I will do very, very soon. I haven't done many love specific readings recently, so I thought it was about time that I do it. And I had to make it fairly concise because I am recovering from a sinus infection. If you know me, you know I get sinus infections when I'm burnt out. So I took some time off from reading to handle the other stuff that's going on in my life and just to recover, and I'm on the tail end now. So if I do sound a little bit bleh, that's what it is. If I'm using the tissues a little bit more than usual, that's what it is as well. With that spiel out of the way, we are asking for quick messages about your love life from Spirit. I do have 3 groups in front of me already. I chose crystals that are physical this time just because I needed something that I could work with in a familiar format, and this is what I used to do quite a lot when I first started out. So it was helpful, and I thought, why not bring it back for a little bit? So these are the 3 groups that you will have to choose from. If you're new to this style of reading, you pick a group to gain the messages from your reading. Each group is having the same topic, a quick message about your love life. And we're really gonna let Spirit take the wheel of what you need to hear about your love life. There will be an extended reading for each group. The extended readings are honestly ways of supporting this channel and what I do, as well as ways of extending the messages in the first part of your reading and just getting more clarity, more information, and more specific messages usually. So the extended reading is mostly going to be about what is next in your love life, following on from the quick messages that are happening now. But if I do need to get additional messages for your group, I will. I'll also take notes at the end of your YouTube reading of what we should cover in your extended reading. So that is what we're covering here on YouTube. Fairly straightforward. Let me introduce the three groups to you a little bit more clearly and closely now. So group one over here, you have the green agate slice crystal. Now all of these crystals came from the same vendor. They were a part of a pack, like a deal where you could pick a certain number for a certain price. They couldn't tell me too much about the crystals themselves, just that they were slices of agate, and what we know of agate is that it has a lot of silica in it. That's why it looks so pretty and see-through. And certain colors of agate are formed with certain minerals. So this green agate was formed over time. That's how you get the layers of heating and cooling. And the green probably means that it had a lot of magnesium, or what else causes green? Copper? I think copper's more blue, but like copper and magnesium. So that's pretty interesting. It is a beautiful crystal. If you feel drawn towards this crystal, you'll be a part of group one's reading. Group two over here, you have the smoky looking agate slice, which is almost giving opalite, just in the way that it has that kind of hue. I used to have an opalite crystal up here. I don't think I do anymore. Oh yeah, it's right here. So it kind of has that opalite hue to it, where it's not quite see-through, like it's opaque. And in certain lights you can see blue, in other lights you can see some brown, you can see some purple, so it's a bit of an interesting one in my opinion. And I think it has a little bit of iron in it, that's why it has this coloring. But the silica I feel formed in different ways, that's why we get the opaque look to it. So it's not just one layer, it's like another layer, and then this layer, and then that layer. It looks very beautiful. I do like this crystal, I like all of them, that's why I chose them for you. But if you like this crystal, or you feel drawn towards this crystal, you'll be a part of group two's reading. And then over to my right, we have group three. So I'm just sort of wiping off dust, and that was where the sticker was, I didn't clean it properly. So group three, your agate slice is very similar to group one in that it has the layers that you can see. There's no opaque layer over the top. It has the sort of vertical layers that we can see in this slice, and the color of like the brown and the rusty color is usually because of iron. There are other minerals that cause this coloring. Feel free to do your own research. I'm just going off the dome here. Again, I wasn't told much about these crystals. Your crystal reminded me of a flame, and when I hold it into the light on a certain angle, it does actually light up, which I think is pretty cool. They all do, but yours reminds me of a flame. So if you feel drawn towards this crystal, you'll be a part of group three's reading. So when you know which of these three groups you're feeling most drawn to, click on the timestamps in the description box or the pinned comment. That is also where you will find your information about this reading, about the extended reading, and the link to the extended readings, which is on my website. The decks that I use in this video are also in the pinned comment, not in the description box, if you want to know that info. And if you need more help selecting a group, I do have a guided meditation that will play right after this. I just want to say that this reading is intended for all types of people, whether you're single, in a relationship, in a situationship, or not really thinking too much about your love life. We're just going to see what messages come through for you. If you need more time, pause the video or join me in the guided meditation. Otherwise, click on your timestamps and join me in your reading. To open your meditation, I'm going to ask you to take in 3 deep, mindful breaths. I want you to breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 3 seconds. I will be guiding you through this. Make sure you're comfortable. Focus on the sound of my voice, and let's begin. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and out, 1, 2, 3. Last breath. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3,
and out. 1, 2, 3. From this relaxed place, observe the groups in your mind. It can help if your eyes are closed. Is there a specific color you feel most drawn to right now? Perhaps it was a phrase I spoke about in the intro. Allow your relaxed mind to guide you to a group you are being most drawn to. Remember, your intuition is not a loud voice, but it is a strong voice, and it knows which of these groups contains the most honest messages for you. Allow it to guide you through symbols, colors, objects, and phrases that will connect you with the group that holds the most clear, honest messages for you. If you need more time, pause the video or repeat this meditation.
Hi Group 1 and welcome to your reading. If you recognize this beautiful green crystal, then you're in the right place. Now, interesting thing with the green crystal, it's immediately to me associated with the heart chakra. So we'll see how that comes out in your messages. I'm just going to put your crystal over here. That's why I kind of put that crescent moon there so we could kind of hold the crystals there. And before I get into your reading, I'm going to wipe my nose, sorry about that. But I'm also going to tune into your energy. So what I like to do before I start your reading is I like to set my intentions. And I highly recommend as the viewer that you also set your intentions. Consider the questions that brought you to this reading or the reasons why you clicked on this reading. Considering that we are asking for quick messages about your love life, think about the messages you kind of need to hear or the confirmation that you want to see. And you can also consider signs of confirmation like symbols or colors or names or references or animals. I'm not going to use a lot of animal decks, but anything else that may confirm that this reading was meant for you and that these messages specifically were meant for you. Set your intentions, and I'm going to set mine. Spirit, please tune me into my Group 1's energy. Please help me offer Group 1 the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Thank you, Spirit. So Group 1, I do feel like there's a feeling here of losing hope or losing faith. So I think that this message is really trying to confirm things for you to make sure that you don't feel crazy and to make sure that you kind of know what is happening around you and with the people in your love life specifically. So I'm going to pull some cards from this Vessel Oracle deck to have a look at the main themes in your love life now. Spirit, what are the main themes in Group 1's love life? Okay. We have light. We also have spirit. What are the main themes in Group 1's love life, please, Spirit? What are the main themes in Group 1's love life, please, Spirit? Okay, we also have grieve and we have love at the back of the deck, which was reversed. Interesting. Now, I do take reversals in all my decks. It just helps me personally read a little bit better. In terms of the energy in your reading, with a love card reversed, it feels like overall the energy in your love life is about trying to find more balance when it comes to love. It's not to say that there is no love, but it looks like you need to try to find a healthy way to give love and to receive love right now. And you may be at a point in your journey where you're needing a lot of support and you want more external love, or you need more love from the people around you than what you're able to give them in return. And the way that this is coming through is that you guys may be going through a rough time, and there may be a relationship in your life, whether it's romantic or platonic, that is a bit challenging. There's been some disappointments, some losses, some feelings here of even grief and sorrow. But there's also been a feeling here of like, I need your support. I need more of your help. I need more of you. And with love reversed, I just feel like you're not getting enough. Now, this is a weird time to have to say this, but Spirit's reminding us that the love we get externally starts internally. I don't know if you want to hear that. That's probably really aggravating. But there is a feeling here of overall you needing to find better ways to show up for yourself as well. And that's not trying to take accountability away from people who have hurt you. That's not trying to take the blame away. But I do think that your life would benefit more from your attention as well as other people, you know, standing up and stepping up in ways that they had promised or offered or implied. Now, with love reversed, I don't know if a lot of you are open to new love right now. I think if anything, you're focusing on your existing connections, and you're probably just focusing on redefining what your love language looks like and how you want to receive and give love in return. The other themes in your love life, we have light. So I think that there already is somebody in your life who you cherish and who you love, platonically or romantically. This is a love connection, a love reading. So if you don't have somebody in your life, light is like a guiding light of an idea or a type of person that you have in mind and that you're holding out for, you're waiting for. You want someone to be able to fulfill this idealized image of what a partner, a lover, a spouse looks like, and you're letting that guiding light lead you through your choices, your opportunities, your challenges. It's like your hope that lies at the end of the tunnel, or your guiding light that acts as a star in the dark night sky. If you do have someone like this already in your life, I feel like they are really holding you down. They're helping you get through some hard moments. And this overall theme is about having hope and holding on to that feeling of faith that your future is going to be better. Because even, especially in your present, we're going through some challenges here and we're not feeling 100%. And we're not feeling convinced and we're not feeling very certain, but we're holding on to our faith, we're holding on to our hope, and we're also holding on to the idealized traits that we want in our spouse, in our partner, in our lover in the future. So there is this idea of someone, if they're not already in your life, and how they should treat you, how they should be, what they should look like even, and how they're going to show up for you. That is like your main focus in your love life. And it is acting as a protective energy that is protecting you from people who aren't like that, but it is also acting as a guiding energy that is helping you navigate towards people who are like that. So with that in mind, we also have the Spirit card here as a theme in your love life. So I think that you guys are letting your faith take the wheel when it comes to love. You're letting your faith guide you, you're letting your feelings guide you, you're connecting to source, to spirit, to your intuition. Some of you may be praying about your love life, you may be praying for clarity, you may be praying for guidance, but you also may just be praying for confirmation and for the strength to get through what you're going through currently. This Spirit card is about connecting to source. It is about connecting to the center of your knowing, as well as connecting to a higher power. So if you're not religious, if you're not spiritual, at the very least, you're trying to solidify your inner knowing and your connection to your own beliefs, your own nature and your own needs, and really trying to feel confident in showing up for yourself and in how the right person is going to fit into that picture. There is a strong feeling here of having faith I feel like overall with spirit and light, your main themes are about trusting the process. So it kind of gives me the idea that your love life right now, there may be some beautiful aspects that have you feeling really positive and hopeful, but there's also this that has you having to just trust that it's going to balance out. It's going to eventually lead into an area where you don't just have the low moments, you've got the high moments as well. And that's what grieve is saying. It's not saying grief, it's saying grieve. So it's a card of emotion, not a process. It's like an emotion of grieving. And well, no, because even grieving is a process. Grieve is like an act. So I do think for grieve to be here, the energy in your love life is purging. There's this feeling of you're currently letting go of something. You're currently having to, I can't even say the word process because it takes it away. You're currently having to literally just purge and let go and experience some heavy stuff, some heavy feelings, some uncomfortable feelings in order to allow your love life to change and transform. But you guys may not be focusing much on the transformation process. You're more so aware of how it's making you feel. And at this point, you're feeling with grief here quite low, like you've had to let go of something or someone, and like you've had to deal with a change that has created heavier feelings in your love life. And it could have even been the loss. Now, grieve indicates an emotion, an act. It's not necessarily relevant to time. So I'm only saying that because sometimes we can be grieving a situation or a person that has happened years ago. It's just for some reason resurfacing now. And for others of you, it may not have even happened yet, but at the time that you're seeing this video, you're feeling like it has, and you're feeling like there is something that you need to purge in your life and that you're having to let go of. So we'll see how that comes out with tarot, but those are the oracle cards. That's what they're saying about your love life. And the other card is saying you guys feel like you don't have many choices, or like you don't have many options when it comes to claiming the love and the support that you need, as well as navigating the challenges that you're experiencing. So you're just trying to get through it. You're just trying to deal with the cards that you were dealt, is what it feels like. So let's get some tarot out now. Spirit, overall, what is the main message you want my group ones to know about their love life? What is the main message you want the group ones to know about their love life, Spirit? Okay. We have the moon in the middle. Wow. Okay. That's quite powerful. And what else do they need to know about their love life right now, Spirit? We have the Four of Coins. Okay. And we also have the Seven of Coins with an honorable mention from the Two of Coins and the Eight of Arrows. So with the Two of Coins, I do feel like as we open the tarot portion of your reading, Spirit is wanting to say that Taurus season could have had an impact in your love life, and Capricorn season as well. The Two of Coins makes me think of Taurus more than anything, because it kind of tells us about how we need to be very strategic and careful with our time, and about how we need to balance our responsibilities and plan and consider our needs in order to accurately weigh out our priorities. The Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Coins, is ultimately about juggling priorities, responsibilities, and when it's reversed, it feels like Taurus season may have thrown things kind of up in the air, may have caused your plans or your routine or even just your structure to kind of go out the window, and you may still be picking up the pieces. So there is a practical element, a logistical element of plans going out the window that is impacting your love life. And you need to know that while life always has that element of kind of spontaneity or in some ways serendipity, to romanticize it, you can't plan for everything. You really can't. So this card is confirming, group one, that the energy in your love life is you doing the best that you can with what you've got. You weren't able to properly prepare for some of the unexpected and sudden or just compounding shifts and changes and things that are impacting your love life. But I do think that your other priorities or your other responsibilities or other people's priorities and responsibilities are impacting your love life. And so I think that you're at a point where you're not getting your needs met. You feel like either your love life is being neglected or certain relationships in your life are being neglected. And this feels like it's a pattern that is showing up in your platonic connections as well, of like you not getting your needs met, or you feeling like there's just not enough quality time being invested. There's not enough intentional relationship building happening. And it's creating this feeling where it's all up in the air, and it makes you overthink the future. It makes you question intentions, but it also makes you question how important you are and how important you should make these people in your plans, and also in the way that you structure your free time and your future plans. So with the Eight of Arrows at the back of the deck, Tarot is really here to help you make sense of your love life right now. There's only so much that I can do, and I'm going to do the best that I can. I just want to say that. But I really hope that you can use the information we find in this reading to empower yourself to see the possibilities that you have, to validate the way that you feel, and to slowly just find a way forward. It's impossible to accurately determine what is going to happen because there is an element of free will here. But I hope with the Eight of Arrows, we can identify patterns in other people's behavior and also patterns in your own behavior and in this cycle that you're in that can help you recognize where you're at and a way to move forward. So I hope to be able to empower you to be able to find a way out of this stuck feeling that you may feel like you're in. Because the card that came out for you, group one, is the Moon. And the Moon's energy is very enigmatic. That is pretty much the main word that is coming through when it comes to your love life. Enigmatic. This feeling of mystery, of confusion, of you're not really certain. So you're just trying to process and maybe overthink certain tidbits of information while also jumping to conclusions and focusing on the feeling aspect, reading between the lines, and at times blurring reality from hypothetical reasoning. It's really important that in your love life, you try not to get too carried away with what could happen. It's really important that you prioritize instead your feelings and not just validating them, but processing them. It's one thing to go, I'm upset, or I'm confused, or I feel hurt. What's actually helpful and the overall direction that you should be heading into is validating and then working through that feeling. And I do think that a lot of you are doing that, so I don't want to take that away from you if you feel like you're already doing that. But I just want to clarify that that is the best thing that you can do for yourself moving forward, because processing your feelings is going to not only help you find clarity of what you want, but it's going to help you stay focused on the opportunities you need to seize in the moment. By focusing on what could happen and the littler details, and by fully immersing yourself into this fanatical, maybe not fanatical, but this kind of like dreamy version of reality, you're losing touch with what is happening in front of you. And so this energy is a very feminine energy that is supposed to nurture you through your feelings, nurture you through your fear, to a point where you're able to use your feelings and your fear to stay grounded in that moment, especially with all of these pentacles. You may only be feeling trapped and so afraid or confused or uncertain because you're not allowing your feelings to ground you. Feelings change, but that shouldn't change how we observe reality at this moment in time, if that makes sense. And so overall, this message is more than just allowing yourself to feel. It's about allowing your feelings to help shape your way forward. And I really feel that because of this symbolism here of the archer. The archer's energy has purpose. Either they're trying to aim for a target or they're trying to send a signal. Either way, it is an action. And the moon's energy can feel very debilitating. It can feel almost like it's trapped you, but it's not supposed to. It is supposed to guide you towards taking action. And so I do think that overall, you need to know that your love life is purposefully stimulating feelings and fear to guide you towards taking action, to guide you towards feeling uncomfortable enough so that you can break a cycle and so that you can start seeking answers and a way forward. So let's talk about how that plays into your other tarot cards. So I pulled the Four of Coins first. I believe that this card is a supplementary message about the environments that you're putting yourself in, whether you're actively seeking love or not. You have to be aware of all the little moving pieces that go into those environments where you're expecting love. There's so much in that context that contributes to why you feel like you're not getting enough. It feels like you're seeking love from places where people are not expecting to give much. The Four of Coins is ultimately about pushing yourself out of a comfort zone of safety and security in order to expect more. If you are falling into patterns of safety and security and expecting more, you're immediately setting yourself up for failure. Not only are the people in those settings or environments not able to give more, but they're not expecting to give more. And so when you leave feeling empty-handed, they are thinking, wow, I've dodged a bullet there. And so I do think that there's this interesting perspective coming through about how the environments that you're seeking your needs from, your love from, are not the most appropriate for what you want. You want more, you need more, you deserve more. With the Four of Coins here, your spiritual team is encouraging you to push yourself out of your comfort zone, out of your stability, your little nest, or your conditioned behavior, so that you can expect more. And feeling a little bit uncomfortable is also going to challenge yourself to see how other people feel as well. Because I think that it is uncomfortable and hard for people like you to either, if this is a new love situation, connect for the first time, or if this is an existing relationship that is not having their needs met, they can't read your mind. And so there has to be some sort of bridge here where instead of assuming that if I do this in a comfortable way, it's going to work out, You have to push yourself out of that security so that in an uncomfortable way, you're making it very clear to those around you what you need, what you want, and what you deserve, whether this is an existing relationship or not. Outside of that, I do think that your sense of security or insecurity is impacting your love life. It's really important that you are facilitating the appropriate amount of space in your life for people to be a part of your life. If you're so holding on to your sense of self, or if you're reaching out to other people because you're barely comfortable being alone, that is the energy that you're putting out there, and that is the energy that you're creating. And so seeking love from a place of needing it to fulfill a specific purpose or a specific need, whether this is a conscious decision or not, is facilitating a very specific outcome. I hope that makes sense. The Four of Coins is not the ideal energy you want to see in a love reading, unless it is about working through change and ultimately trying to adapt your behavior, your efforts to match your desired outcome. So that is what needs to happen in order for your needs to fully be met. You have to change your behavior and your efforts in order to help the people around you know what it is that you want them to do and how they can fit into this plan, this idea, this vision. I hope that makes sense. Because before the Four of Coins, the Four of Pentacles, is the Three of Coins. And that card is all about collaboration, group work, being able to use the resources, the skills, the experience, the time of everybody in that team to make something work. And so I think that with the Four of Coins reversed, you're forgetting that other people's journeys, other people's lives, other people's responsibilities, other people's needs are also being considered with yours. And every person you interact with and you expect something from has to contend with their own lives, their own journeys, their own time, their own needs. And so it could be the classic case of either right energy, wrong time, and just needing to be a bit more patient with the process as you've been doing, or it's time to reassess what your expectations are and how your efforts aren't matching. You need to expand and seek love from different environments or from the same people in different settings. Trying to facilitate a relationship in this setting is creating more stress because the person that you're trying to connect with or the people that you're trying to build something with aren't expecting to have to give that much. They're expecting to do the bare minimum, and then they're expecting to be able to go and continue living their lives and addressing their other needs and their other responsibilities. So that's what's coming through. Now, there is a message here that you could strengthen your relationships by trying to take them out of this setting, by making that connection and then saying, look, I would love to be able to spend more time with you in a different way. Would you be interested in meeting up here on a weekend? Or do you have any free time this week for us to hang out? Or look, like, I know I've known you for a while now, but I'm just not sure about our future together, or I just need to spend more quality time with you. Can we make more meaningful time together outside of our usual routine, because this is not working for me? That could be very helpful. It's like there needs to be a logistical way of looking at addressing your needs by making an appropriate time and by considering how their own needs are also a part of that. I hope that makes sense, Group 1. That's the message that I got with that card. And that does tie into the moon energy, because these people aren't mind readers. They're going off of the context and they're making their judgments. You need to communicate how you feel to bridge that gap. You then need to ask for more information in order to gain clarity. Instead of sitting quiet overanalyzing and really reading into the hypothetical and ultimately drawing conclusions that may not be accurate. So use your feelings and your fear to find the clarity that you need. With the Seven of Coins, I do feel like this message is about the time aspect. It is very much not completely in your hands. And I want to validate that because you feel like you're having to just go with the divine plan and surrender aspects of your love life and really just go through either other people's timing or the universe's timing, God's timing, whoever, whatever you believe in. With the Seven of Coins here, the message that I have for you is that there are some positive changes coming. Yes, they're going to take time, but they also are reliant upon you investing your time and your effort wisely. With the Seven of Coins upright, you have to know who deserves your patience. You shouldn't just be giving people unlimited timelines to figure out what they want and to try to, come back to you when they feel ready. You deserve clear expectations, clear collaboration, and a clear timeline. You shouldn't feel like you're in the dark because you should be asking questions that align with how you feel and that address your fears. So if you are dealing with someone who is asking for your time, for your patience, it's important that you trust how you feel and that you are giving them the right amount of your patience and time because you know that it's going to lead to something. We don't just give people time because we have a lot of it. We actually don't. Time is the one thing we can't make up for. Once it's spent, we never get it back. And so it should be the most precious thing that we give to other people. In fact, the only reason why I personally believe a Seven of Coins would ever show up upright in a reading, especially a love reading, is if we're giving ourselves time. And so I think that the overall message comes back to the idea that you internally need to address your needs before you externally expect other people to top them up and to gratify them. You have to reconnect with yourself, give yourself more time to know what you're building towards. When it comes to love, what do you want? What path are you on? What goal are you working towards? What experiences do you want? Now, not everybody needs to have a plan in love, but why is a relationship important to you? If you're not working towards marriage or a child or starting a family, why would you want someone else in your life? Is it because you're lonely? Or is it because there are experiences that you want to have and that you can't have without a companion, a lover, a spouse, or a partner in your life? So really the Seven of Coins is again about giving yourself time to figure out what you want from your love life, from your relationships, and from the future relationships that you're building. And that will help you understand how much time to give others, because you can't make up for the time that you've spent. And while I do believe that there are no such thing as mistakes, I also think that the Seven of Coins is about making sure that if somebody else expects us to wait for them, that we do not put our whole life on hold. Waiting for someone to get their life straight should be about us prioritizing our other desires, dreams, goals, responsibilities, experiences. It should be an opportunity for us to turn our focus and our attention and our time and our money and our love towards the other things that our heart wants, that our spirit craves, and that our mind needs to know. And so overall, that message is about seeing your love life not as a static aspect of your journey, but as an aspect of your journey that may be moving slowly so that you can focus on getting other things done. And instead of feeling like you're waiting, see it as you're investing your time, your effort, your resources into the things that you can control, into the things that you want to experience, and into the interests, the desires, the responsibilities, the experiences that you can facilitate. And I do believe that the two beings on this card are actually like a inner child and an older version, or it's this idea of making sure that you are thinking about your future and setting the right intentions when it comes to the love that you're expecting to receive and the love that you're giving to yourself and to other people. So let's close your reading by getting a quick card from Hermie, the Hermie Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Spirit, what Hermie Oracle card may best suit Group 1's energy? Okay. We have Sacred Phoenix Heart. Now, Group 1, after this card, I am going to go into your extended reading where we will have a look at what is happening next in your love life. I'm going to ask additional messages, but it is supposed to still be quick messages about your love life. So it will technically be quick messages about what is next in your love life. So with the Sacred Phoenix Heart, I do feel like this card is the number 21 for a reason. This creator was very careful, did a lot of research, and wrote a lot about these cards. So I'm going to show you what she wrote about your Sacred Phoenix Heart card. And if you want to read everything, feel free to pause it to give yourself enough time. I do think that the number 21 is intentional. In a lot of societies, the number 21 represents a newfound sense of adulthood. You get certain privileges when you turn 21. You're seen as a fully fledged adult when you turn 21. But in tarot and the way that I'm interpreting it, I see a lot of sacral chakra, a lot of choices, a lot of passion that can be directed towards new beginnings and towards self and your opportunity to feel and to experience things for the first time. This card does talk about connecting with yourself before you act, knowing yourself before you make a decision, trusting yourself before you decide to move ahead or just sort of commit to some sort of opportunity. The Sacred Phoenix Heart is a passionate card. It's also a card of renewal. It's a card of trusting that your heart has the ability to renew, to expand, to experience, to love, and to continue to love regardless of what it goes through, regardless of the negatives, the losses, the griefs, the grieving. I tried to tie it to the word, but that didn't really work. And just the overall negative experiences, your heart is able to transform. And in fact, it is very, very possible for it to love again and for it to be even more ready and open than it was previously. And so I think that Hermie's Oracle is really trying to encourage you to see this part of your journey as an opportunity to create something for yourself, especially if other people are not as available, open, or even invested in your journey right now. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, whether you're dealing with someone, or whether you're just not interested in love at all. This card is highlighting how the choices that you make about your future should come from a desire to create something for yourself and to expand into a passionate, powerful, creative future for yourself. So this is what the deck says about your card. Number 97 could be significant, maybe a year of birth. We also have these two pages. Pause if you want to read it all. And then your last page is over here. Pause if you want to read it all. So overall, I feel like this card is saying that you do need to have faith in the journey that you're on, But you should also make sure that you're not stopping yourself from living, loving, and experiencing the life that you want to. The poem in this deck says, "Under the cover of blood, love veils many rose gardens. In total faith, love tenderly guides every lover to the garden of the heart. Reason says the world is limited in 6 directions. There is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times." So you have choices, you have options. Use your feelings as a guiding feeling. How can I word that better? Use your feelings to guide you through the fear so that you're asking the right questions, taking the right actions, and ultimately not having regrets about what you did and didn't do. I hope this was a helpful reading about your love life, group 1. It felt very broad and also quite specific, so I hope it did resonate. You may have messages in other groups, however, there are only 3 groups. So if it doesn't fit, don't force it to. Take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else. If you want to join me in your extended reading to get quick messages about what is next in your love life, the links to the extended readings, it's one link to all the extended readings. It's in the pinned comment and the description box. Click on that link and find your group to join me and support what I do here. But thank you for all of your time, your energy, and your support right here on YouTube, Group 1. It has been an absolute pleasure to read for you, to be a part of your journey, and to channel these messages for you today. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye! Hi Group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you recognize this crystal, then you're in the right place. Your crystal was very different to the other 2 crystals. It had like this opaque layer, and it had all these different colors that seemed to be from like different, almost like minerals. Like it wasn't all, compared to the other crystals, it's not just one overall color palette, if that makes sense. Depending on how you look at your crystal, you get blues, purples, browns, yellows, even greens. So a very interesting and different crystal. Now, sweet souls, you're here for a quick message about your love life. This is quick compared to the other readings that I've done recently, but there is going to be a lot of information in this reading. I'm going to put your crystal up here and I'm going to set my intentions to open your reading. I highly recommend as the viewer that you also set your intentions. Think about the questions that you may have about your love life, the reasons that you clicked on this video, and any clarity that you may need. Also consider signs of confirmation that you may need to see or hear to claim this reading and to confirm that it is for you. I'm going to go ahead and set my intentions now, so feel free to do yours as well. Spirit, please tune me into Group 2's energy. Please help me offer Group 2 the most clear, honest messages about their reading so that I may give them the clarity that they need about their love life right now. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so my throat is a little, just raspy, I guess, after doing Group 1's reading. So bear with me. Let's get into your reading by pulling some oracle cards from the Vessel Oracle deck. This will help us understand the overall themes in your love life right now. So this reading on YouTube is about your love life currently, in the present moment, messages that you need to hear. In your extended reading, we're going to be having a look at what is happening next in your love life based on your current energy. So Spirit, for my Group 2s, what are the main themes happening in their love life right now? For my Group 2s, what are the main themes happening in their love life right now, Spirit? Okay, we have release for my Group 2s. We also have birth we have fear, and at the back of the deck, we have childhood. Okay. What is going on here? Move that over a little bit. Kind of. I don't think my camera's straight. Let's do that. Okay. Kind of better? Maybe? We'll see. That's about as straight as I can get it, group 2. So looking at your bottom deck energy, with childhood reversed, I feel like the overall messages in your love life, or the overall theme, has a lot to do with patterns that are connected to a younger version of yourself, your deeply rooted fears or attachment style that may have been conditioned in your childhood or as a young adult when you were forming your concept of relationships, when you were forming your pattern for attachment and your preferred style of attachment. With this card reversed, you may be consciously reconditioning those beliefs or those attachment styles to better suit who you are in the present, while also taking a little bit of awareness of the type of person you were when you were a child. Because the idea, I guess, is that who you were when you were a child was you before you were conditioned. So you're trying to almost work with your nature here to create a better outcome when it comes to the types of relationships you form, the types of behaviors that you express and expect, and also the way that you attach and the way that you allow other people to attach themselves. So you may be actively healing a relationship right now, or you may be healing your relationship to self and trying to just overcome a lot of the fears that you have based on your past experiences. But the energy in your love life right now represents you trying to be the type of person that you wanted in your life when you were a child, who's able to model a more healthier version of love and attachment, and who's able to be more considerate of the type of nature that you have as a person. With that being considered, we do have release here in the reverse position. So there could be somebody from your past who is a big part of this process, whether they're an ex or just somebody who caused a lot of pain from your past, or there's an experience, they've given you experiences that have been challenging, triggering, and at times toxic. There's this feeling here with the release card reversed of you either continuing to purge a past experience that has already happened, or you're trying to find ways to take on things that you've previously let go of and to hold on to things that you've previously released, which is crazy. So take that as it resonates. That's a very hard energy to contend with because there's a lot of water under the bridge. There's a lot of experience that has already happened, and there is a lot of processing and interaction, or just, like I said, experience to kind of go off of. So it does look like you're trying to give yourself a new beginning, or that a new beginning has recently appeared in your love life. But it also feels like in order to embrace this new beginning, you have to sift through things that you've already released and try to pull something positive out of that, while also trying to overcome some fears and deciding what fear is rational and what fear is irrational. Now, for some of you, this is a conscious process that you're putting a lot of effort and thought into. For others of you, you're not. And this is just something that you're trying to figure out without putting too much effort and intention into it. So this is a mixed group where either you're consciously developing your love life, or you're subconsciously going through all of this by simply acting and making certain choices that create these themes in your love life. And I do think that overall, you are reconditioning the way that you attach, the way that you love, and the way that you expect to be loved. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's get some tarot out now so we can have a look at what is actually happening in your love life and what Spirit wants you to know. So Spirit, for my group 2s, what do they need to know overall about their love life? What do my group 2s need to know? We have the 4 of Cups, which is the 4 of pregnancy in this deck. We have the main character card at the back of the deck. And from this tarot deck, what else do they need to know, Spirit? What else do my group 2s need to know? What else do my group 2s need to know, Spirit, about their love life? Group 2, we have Magic reversed. What else does group 2 need to know? We also have the 2 of Coins. And at the back of this deck is the 4 of Staves. Or staves. Anyway, it is the 4 of Wands. So you've got 2 4s as your bottom deck energy. There's a lot of balance here. I feel like overall, you need to know that your love life is in an energy that is trying to create stability. It is feeling quite secure, and it is also about this harmony between you and the people that you love. When it comes to romance, I feel like you are attracting people who also have these qualities of being secure, stable, and harmonious partners, lovers, people who have this sense of certainty in their character, in their nature, who are who they say they are, who show up as they say they're going to be, whether, no matter who they are and how they are, when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. Whether it is good or bad, if that makes sense. Their actions align with their words, and that helps you get a fair, continual, stable understanding of their character and of their nature. So I do think that for all of you, regardless of whether you're in a relationship, seeking love, single, not seeking love, or in a situationship, the energy in your love life feels stable. And in some ways, it could even feel boring with the 4 of pregnancy. But in this deck, the 4 of pregnancy talks about contentment, about enjoying the boredom, about enjoying the stability. And even if things aren't overly exciting, at least you're at a point in your journey where there's no chaos either. There's no uncertainty, or at least it's quite manageable. Anything that doesn't feel stable is in a small enough dose to where you can handle it well. You can easily continue nurturing and sustaining the life you lead, the relationships you have, and the person that you are without having to disrupt things too much. There's no unwarranted chaos or crazy, unexpected change. Everything is quite balanced and is quite harmonious, and even the challenges that arise seem to be manageable. So this is an interesting energy. It's definitely not going to resonate for everyone. So maybe if that's the case, go see if you feel drawn to a different group. But I do think that for all of you, the focus of this reading is to highlight how even if you do feel bored, you're at a state of peace in many ways, where the focus is on resting and maintaining the harmony that you have. Now, for my single Pringles, you aren't going to be able to meet someone new in this energy. This is the type of energy that is maintaining, that you're not going to develop and meet anyone new like this. You're going to be mingling with people who you already know and people who already know you. And even new people that come in are going to see you in a way that feels like it's not motivating towards them doing something about it. Does that make sense? Whereas those who are in relationships, I feel like this is a state of harmony in your relationship where you feel like you can kind of just enjoy this plateau, this peace, without disrupting it too much. Because I do think for the Magician card to be here, all of you are thinking, preparing, and deliberating upon some sort of action or gesture that could impact your future. But instead of acting on it right now, you're enjoying this for pregnancy card, and you're simply handling and maintaining what you already have. But there are thoughts, concerns, and even opportunities indicating that things could change, and hinting at the fact that if you want to, you could pursue more, but you're not, and therefore you're still in this harmonious state. And so I do think that this card is a little bit cheeky, because it's alluding towards opportunities that you are rejecting or denying. As soon as you choose to pay those opportunities more attention, or actually take on those opportunities or create something, then you will see this harmony get a little imbalanced. But for right here, right now, it's like you're choosing not to disrupt that. You're choosing not to pursue. You're choosing not to either put yourself out there or to do more right now. You're just enjoying where you're at and what you have. And so the Magician card is reminding you that you have the control here. If you want more, you've got to make that choice. Because at this stage, the only reason you're in this space is because you've chosen to stay in this space. So for my single Pringles, you have to choose to put yourself out there and to actually go on dates or follow up with people, or put in effort in order to start a new relationship. Otherwise, you're just going to keep going through what you've been doing, and it's going to remain the same. For those in relationships, if you want something to change, you have to do it. You have to act on it. You have to have those conversations, and you have to put yourself out there in that environment to create that opportunity. So for all of you, I feel like you're just kind of like holding back right now. You're not trying to do too much. You are probably observing. Some of you are curiously seeing what else is out there. Others of you have done some research into some things that you may want to do in the future. But for right here, right now, you're trying not to take on too much. And I just want to highlight that this Magician card isn't always about love. It's actually just saying that maybe you are considering starting a new career, or changing jobs, or moving, or, making a big change to your lifestyle. But instead of doing that now, you just want to focus on your harmony. You don't want to disrupt the status quo. So that's what that means. Now, with the Magician reversed, the energy in your love life is that you're quite unavailable, either because you're already locked down, or because you're just kind of being very socially selective. You're not replying to everybody's messages. You're not putting yourself, out there for everybody to keep up with what you're up to and with how you are. And in some cases, you're actually purposefully avoiding certain people. You're not taking calls, or you're really hard to track down via email or online. Like you have a very minimal digital footprint right now, and it's very hard to kind of keep up with you, is what it feels like with the Magician card reversed. I do think that this is intentional. The Magician represents creator energy, and it represents being in the position to control through your actions, your intentions, and the way that you see your life, reality. So even when it's reversed, it is intentional. It's you intentionally not creating right now, not putting yourself out there, and not trying to entertain too many people at once, which is where I think the Two of Coins comes into place. Either you have options in love, or in the relationship you're in, you have options. Does that make sense? You either have people to choose from, or you have options in your relationship to choose from. But the Two of Coins is about you juggling your resources, which is your time, your responsibilities, your priorities, with your needs. And when it comes to love right now, you're in a position where these cards are talking about how your love life is in your hands. What you choose to invest in is what will continue to grow. And so it comes back to that message of you're here because you chose to be here. It will continue to be stable because you've chosen to continue to feed time, energy, intention, and to make time for it. I do think that you're being very careful about your capacity, about what you want, and you're also being quite considerate. If you have a special someone in your life, they do already mean a lot to you, and you're trying to do what you can to continue to be considerate of what they want and to also prioritize this relationship regardless of what else you've got going on. So the message that I'm seeing is that your love life is literally in your hands, but also all these little choices of how you spend your time are all contributing to the type of future that you're going to have. And so all these little habits, all these little choices, all these little decisions, are you telling the universe that this is what I want and this is what I'm going to be prioritizing? And the universe is going, no worries, keep doing what you're doing and we'll continue to give you that for your future. It is only when you choose to add in other intentions by actively creating something else and pursuing something else that things will change, which I feel is a reflection of your lifestyle. And for some of you, if you want to continue to develop your career or, something else outside of your love life, you have to make time for it. You have to actually reply to that email. You have to actually put yourself out there. You have to actually do the research or finish that degree. You can't just expect these things to fall into your lap. That's the only other message that I'm getting. Otherwise, I think I can see why in some ways it's quite boring, because the status quo is quite content and peace. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing at all, though, group 2. I think it's good to have peace. It's good to feel content, and it's good to be in a position where life is boring. So let's see what the Hermie Oracle card has to say about your love life in general. Spirit, what card would best describe their love life, please? Okay, we're going to take Blessings of Zara, which is the number 39. Special mention to a new gown, which is the number 18 in this deck. So ultimately, that is what I'm seeing in your present love life. I'm going to talk about this card. We haven't finished yet, but I just want to say, if you do want to know what is happening next in your love life based off of your energy at the time that we are reading for you, the link to your extended reading is in the description box and the pinned comment. Reminder that that link does take you to a page where I host all my extended readings, so make sure you click on the right link. Make sure you click on the right group before you purchase it. Remember, your group 2 of the quick message about your love life reading that I posted on YouTube. Now I am going to show you the messages for this card first, just in case it is helpful for you. Keep in mind that card is reversed. So I feel like, in terms of advice, that card is alluding towards a potential outcome in love. It is not something that is happening yet because your energy is not creating that. But if you want to read more about this card, pause the video to be able to read the pages. And this is the last page for that card. Okay, so when it comes to the Blessings of Zara card, I am going to show you more from the guidebook, but I just want to intuitively read it first. I do feel like this card is talking about having an open heart and an open mind and staying receptive towards the universe, towards God, towards spirit, towards the divine plan. I think that this card is about appreciating where you're at and enjoying the experiences you are having by expressing gratitude, by really connecting with the moment, and by also collaborating and creating with the people that you want to. This number 39 feels like it's a card that, it's a number that is trying to say that life hasn't always been like this. I think that you have every right to feel content and peaceful because life has been challenging in the past. And instead of always needing some sort of challenge to overcome, there needs to be times where you enjoy things for what they are and where you enjoy the journey for what it is right here, right now, even if it feels boring compared to some of the more exciting experiences you've been through previously. The number 39 to me is about personal creation, personal expansion, personal nurturing. Because of the number 9, that 9 feels like self more than anything. It feels like self-creation, self-love, self-nurturing with the 39 here. And so this card just feels like it's confirming that you are exactly where you are meant to be and that you should be enjoying where you are rather than feeling bored, just enjoying the stability, the peace, and the contentment that you have. So here's what the guidebook says about the blessing of Zara. I am just going to read the poem. Feel free to pause if you want to read it yourself. I will show you the other pages as well. Let go of thought. Don't take it into your heart. You are naked and thought is like ice. You use thought to seek release from pain and suffering, while thought is the cause of your pain and suffering. The realm of creation is outside the scope of thought. O foolish one, see the opus and behold the beauty. Look in the direction from which the images flow. See the brook that causes the wheel to turn. So ultimately, this card is feeling like you shouldn't be overthinking things when it comes to love right now. It's really important that you just see the beauty around you, that you don't let your concerns and your thoughts lead you down roads of concern that don't even exist yet. Enjoy the moment for what it is. Enjoy the experiences for what they are. And when it comes to love, really embrace the people who are in your life presently. There is an emphasis here on self-love as well. And if you want to disrupt things and seek more, that opportunity is there. But I do feel like the main message for you is to use this moment in your love life to really just feed love into yourself and to be selective and to make sure that the people you give your time to are worthy of those resources and to just enjoy this part of your journey. So that is what I'm seeing for you, my group 2s. I'm going to end your YouTube reading here and I'm going to take it into the extended reading to have a look at what is next in love for you, to see what is changing, what is shifting. And it's going to be a similar sort of format where we start with oracle cards and then get tarot cards and then close with an oracle reading for advice. But if you want those messages about what is next in love, as I said before, click the link in the description box in the pinned comment. Thank you so much, Group 2, for all of your time, your energy, and your support right here on YouTube. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, joy, and love on your journey ahead. Bye. Hi Group 3 and welcome to your reading. If you recognize, it is looking a little different now, but if you recognize this crystal, you're in the right place. We're asking Spirit, what do you need to hear when it comes to your love life. Now, sweet souls, I started this reading during the day and I'm finishing it during the day, but it's so early in the morning here, I can't use natural lighting. So I'm using artificial lighting, which makes your crystal look a little different. The sun is rising as we speak, so maybe once it's a little brighter in your extended reading, I can lift the blinds and you can see your crystal in its glory. But your crystal does have this flame effect, which is really cool when light passes through it. So if you recognize this crystal, if that spiel about the reading that we're covering today sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Now, before we get into your messages, I just want to open your reading by setting my intentions. I highly recommend that you, as the viewer, also set your intentions. Consider the consider the signs of confirmation you may need to see or hear, which includes colors, animals, objects, symbols. I'm not using a lot of animal decks, but there may be something else that you set in your intentions that comes out in this reading to confirm that it is for you. Set your intentions, and I'm going to go ahead and set mine. Spirit, please tune me into Group 3's energy. Please help me offer Group 3 the most clear, honest messages about their reading. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and shuffle some oracle cards out for you. Using the Vessels Oracle deck, Spirit, what do my Group 3s need to hear right now when it comes to love? What do my Group 3s need to hear right now when it comes to love, please, Spirit? Group 3, we have truth. What does Group 3 need to hear right now when it comes to love? Group 3, please, Spirit. Oh my gosh. We also have boundaries. Wow. We have it gets better reversed. And I'm just going to get one more card. We have childhood as well. Wow. So there's a strong indication here that you need to move on. You need to trust what you already know, and you need to allow yourself to move on, to get over it, is what I'm hearing. That's interesting. It feels like a pretty pushed sort of message, like it's not exactly sugar-coated. So I'm going to deliver it, but if it doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit, okay? But there is a strong urgency here to get over it. And I feel like it's coming from a place of protection with boundaries here. It's coming from a place of, like, you need to learn from this experience. You need to have better boundaries with people that make you feel like this. And you also need to have these boundaries so that your heart, your empathy, your kindness, your nature is all available to the right people for the right reasons. By having boundaries that protect yourself, you're allowing yourself to experience more of these beautiful feelings with better people, with the right people. And so I do think that you need to hear a message about honoring how you feel and who's made you feel that way. And you also need to ascertain what feelings are worth investing time, energy, and thought towards. There is a feeling here of holding a grudge or even just making a small issue seem like a big deal. It feels like in order to have the sweetness, the tenderness, the openness, the connection with people that you deserve, especially with romantic partners, you have to learn from your experiences. You have to learn from the experiences that have some heavier feelings attached to them. And you have to be able to move forward. You have to be able to let it go and get on with your life. And so I do think that this is an indication of the fact that you're in a transitionary chapter and you are being guided towards transitioning into a better stage in your life, a stage that has more growth, that has more opportunity and that could have a new beginning if you allow yourself to get over whatever this is. Is there any other specific messages with these cards that group 3 needs to know? Yeah, we got to get into that. So there is something going on here with childhood reversed, and it gets better reversed. This is a cycle that keeps repeating itself. It's a cycle that started when you were very, very young, likely in your childhood or in your first relationship in your life. And it's a cycle of reciprocity, of expectation that leads nowhere. It's a cycle in which you need to be able to identify people better. You need to be able to understand what people are trying to tell you or show you about their nature, about what they're able to give you. And you need to be able to make the right choices for yourself, relevant to, well, this person can give me this much, so what should I do? Is that enough for my needs to be met? Or what should I do to ensure that my needs are met? Even if you really love that person, knowing that they are busy or knowing that they're not as available to you as they usually are could probably help you redirect your focus, expectations, and attention towards other friendships, connections, or even just situations that are going to fulfill your needs. But it feels like you set relationships up for failure by expecting more than they can give you. Even though they've shown you, they've told you what they're capable of, you've set the bar unrealistically high, or you just haven't been able to see that pattern, and you end up feeling stuck, disappointed, or even just hard done by. So that's what's coming through. We're going to move forward and get some tarot, but if those themes resonate, you're in the right place. It's not going to resonate for all of you, and that's fine. You're either welcome to go back to the pick a group portion to see if you feel drawn to another group, or maybe this reading just isn't for you. But let's see what tarot has to say now. For my group 3s, please, Spirit. For my group 3s, what does group 3 need to know about their love life right now? Okay, so we have the Native American tarot deck reversed. Tarot deck card reversed from this deck. That's the main character card in this deck. It's also the card that helps show you the way. So Spirit, for my group 3s, what do they need to know about their love life? Oh, okay. We have the Two of Cups. Compromise. Yeah, love is about compromise. You guys need to be careful that you're not being too demanding. Are you giving as much as you're taking? Are you supporting as much as you're expecting? Are you listening as much as you're talking? Are you validating their feelings as much as they're trying to validate yours? Are you practicing grace and empathy? Or are you wanting it to be more of a one-way street? We have 2 8 cards reversed. Wow. And at the back of the deck is the 5 of coins. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this feels like it is about a pattern that needs to end. Your message is very clearly talking about a pattern that needs to end. A pattern of behavior, a pattern of expectation, and also a pattern of easily changeable actions with the 8 of coins. The 8 of coins is a card that requires so much effort. It's never a mistake. So you're being strongly encouraged to re-examine the amount of effort and the type of effort you're putting in and how you're investing it into your love life, because it needs to change. Cycles need to be broken. And if we continue the way that we are, the only change we're going to experience is isolation, separation. In order to create what we actually need in our lives, we have to be open towards criticism. And so in this case, you're not being called to make yourself a target here. I don't think that you should, host a roasting session and get everybody to just rip you to shreds. That's not helpful. That's not constructive. But you need to be open towards listening to the people that you love and care about and hearing what they're telling you about yourself, about themselves, and about your connection. And this may be a platonic connection as well, but it is especially coming through in relation to your love life. The overall energy is that your character is being questioned. Your character is being questioned. And I feel like this card is reversed because Spirit is saying, Group 3, what do you even want? What are you actually looking for? Because you don't act in the way that your desires, your aspirations reflect. Because remember, this card isn't just a main character card, it's also a guide. It's a card that tells us what to expect. It tells us the name of this deck, it tells us who created it, it tells us who illustrated it, it tells us who financed it, it tells us where it was printed, it tells us helpful information before we even get into the other cards. It holds themes in the illustrations, in the structure of the card itself, shows you the significance of what lies ahead. So with that card reversed, when it comes to your love life, the main message is, what are you looking for? What are you hoping to get out of this? What are you expecting? Because we've shown you, we've given you info. We've tried to prepare you as best as we can, and this message is coming from Spirit. We've tried to prepare you as best as we can. We've tried to tell you what to expect, and we've tried to listen to what you wanted, and then you've acted in a way that hasn't aligned with that want, with that aspiration. You've cut yourself short, and you've also cut somebody else short. And so there is indication here that your love life is a progress, a work in progress. And there is a feeling of a relationship repairing, or at least getting better, because of your ability to listen and to learn and to readjust, remeasure your expectations, your effort, and what you choose to focus on. Because you guys may be focusing on the wrong things, getting really worked up, frustrated, angry, losing your patience, when actually you need to put in more of the right effort. And you also need to be very careful about repeating patterns and not learning from how your behavior is standing in your own way. Now, I want to be very clear with this Two of Cups. Spirit is saying not everybody in your life is worth working on, but the relationship with yourself is always worth working on. The Two of Cups starts with you. It starts with a conversation with self, and then it is about continuing that conversation with the important people in your life, the important partners, the important friends, the important lovers, the important family members. The Two of Cups is initiated by creating a safe space for two vulnerable hearts to openly express these sorts of conversations can't just happen like that. Both people have to feel safe. Both people have to feel ready. And both people need to feel like they know that they're going to be listened to and that they can listen to the other person as well. And so it does take compassion, it takes empathy, it takes patience, and it also takes that awareness of working towards the objective, which is repairing the relationship or maintaining it. If you come into this situation with an agenda to hurt, it's not going to be a successful Two of Cups moment. It's going to be a Two of Cups reversed, in which you both feel like you want different things. I wanted a solution, you just wanted to argue. That's not going to get us anywhere. We have to both be focused on moving forward, seeing eye to eye, coming to some sort of compromise, appreciating where the other person is coming from by having empathy for them, and feeling that they can see that and have empathy for us as well. And so it is mutual effort. You're overall being called to have that within self, and then to very carefully seek that with those who are important to you. Not everybody is going to want to hold that kind of space for you, and that may be part of the problem. That may be a cycle that needs to be broken. You're expecting to have these deep and meaningful conversations with people who don't want to have deep and meaningful conversations. But for those who do, you have to make sure that you're showing up in the way that you expect them to show up. It takes reciprocity, it takes harmony, it takes balance, and it takes two. So I think that overall, you are breaking some pretty big cycles here. Yes, they may have a connection to your childhood. They may have been ways of treating people that you observed your elders doing, whether it was your direct parents or just other influential adults in your life when you were young. May have been the way that your friends treat their people, maybe the way that, culturally you're expected to treat people, or may have been something you just adopted from your last relationship or while you were single. But ultimately, it doesn't align with what you want for yourself. You've told the universe, I want this, and then you've gone ahead and acted in a way that tells the universe you don't want it. And so universe, spirit, source, God, whatever label you want to use, is asking you, group 3, what do you want? Act in the way that you want life to work out. Treat people the way that you wish to be treated, because we create based off of what you do. Source, spirit, God, the universe imitates you. So be very careful about what you choose to do and about what future you choose for yourself, including the relationships that you're building or breaking, because that is what determines the outcome. And nothing is set in stone. You always have free will, but there's a lot of pentacles at the start and at the end. And the 8 of Pentacles reverse can feel like a lot to have to shed. If you're trying to change an 8 of coins, you're having to shed layers of conditioning. Because by this stage, your behavior is so ingrained in you, it's not only a skill, it feels natural. So this is hard to do. It's not impossible, but it takes as much effort to remove or to rework as it did to learn in the first place. And with the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Coins, this card, in terms of trying to make positive change, is about acknowledging what isn't going to change first. It is about accepting a tough situation for what it is. It is about dealing with the facts, cold, hard reality. It is about accepting the losses, accepting the rejections, accepting the setbacks, accepting what feels like an uncomfortable situation, and choosing to move forward with integrity. It's not easy, but it's the right thing to do. We may have shattered our pride, our ego a little bit because of how much we want this to happen our way, especially with the Pentacles. That's a connection to the external world and to how we expect things to work out based on what we internally believe. But our external world is comprised of equally important people all around us. So it's not always going to be about what we want. It has to be about how we choose to accommodate for the important people in our lives so that their lives are just as meaningful as ours. Otherwise, it can look very selfish to expect everybody to be paid actors or extras in your feature film, when actually they're all main characters. They're all high-paid actors. They're all going through their own journeys. And every person you encounter, romantically, platonically, family, has their own journey. And so really, building a life with someone is about being able to accept their main character energy, being able to accept and compromise with their needs from a place of knowing what you truly need, what you're capable of giving, and whether that is enough for a successful future together. So it's a really straightforward message. It's happened a lot quicker than I was expecting. I am going to just pull a Hermie oracle card to give you a little bit of advice and support on your journey. But I am also keen to get into the extended reading after this, where we will have a look at what is next in your love life, because you do feel like you're being prepared for a new beginning. This feels like a transitioning chapter in your love life. So it's going to be a lot more telling in the extended reading of what is next. If that's interesting, or if you want those messages, and if you want to support me and what I do here on YouTube for free, the link to your extended reading is in the description box and the pinned comment. Let's go ahead and get that advice card now. Spirit, what closing advice can you give my group ones for their YouTube reading about their love life? Alrighty. We're being given the number 1 card. This card hardly comes out anymore. So you are on the precipice of a new beginning. This card says beyond death, life. And it is a card that is talking about an opportunity here, an opportunity to create, an opportunity to experience, an opportunity to have something for yourself that lies on the other end of your awareness of self. So what I'm being shown is like a mirror, and it feels like you've been looking at your life through a mirror. You've got to be able to see beyond yourself, but you've also got to be able to appreciate how other people see you as well. While I always preach putting yourself first, the way that this imagery is impacting your love life is that the way that you see yourself is not how other people see you. The way that you see the world is not how other people see the world. And the way that you see other people is not the way that they see themselves. And so it feels like some of the tensions, some of the issues, some of the blockages, some of the challenges in your life could come down to you and the people in your life having different understandings, different perceptions, different perspectives, to the point where these little misunderstandings start to feel bigger, more significant, and could even feel like they are more serious than what they need to be. If you're just able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you're able to understand why something is so important to them, why they're unable to see what you see, why their perspective is so limited or open or just different. This card is saying that at the end of the day, everything starts and ends with you. in terms of this life that you are leading. There are experiences outside of your vessel. There are experiences before and after the time that you occupy this earthly plane. But as far as your consciousness is aware of, everything that happens in your lifetime starts and ends with you. It starts and ends with your choices, with your actions, with your thoughts, and with your energy. So this card, before it even can become a new beginning, is referencing the need to end something, the need to put a cycle, a pattern, a relationship for some of you, and also a way of conditioning to an end so that you can start living in a new way. Let's have a look at what the guidebook has to say about this card. Now, I am going to hold the pages up to the screen so that if you wish, you can read them all in your own time. There are 4 pages for each card. This author spared no time. They put a lot of effort into this deck. I just don't have the time to read every page. So if you would like to, here you go. These are the first 2 pages. Hopefully you can see them clearly. And then here are the last 2 pages. Okay. So I do just want to read the poem at the start here. Beyond death, life. Footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. Now this is very telling, especially with this card in reversed. In reverse, sorry. Spirit is very much guiding you. And look, life is what you make of it. So you don't have to listen to anything that I've told you. I'm not pretending to know everything. This is just what came through when it comes to your love life. And this is a very important lesson in understanding how we all are responsible, accountable for our own experiences. But we are all capable of redirecting and guiding ourselves. And yes, sometimes our process of redirection comes through the mentorship or the guidance of leaders and other influential figures in our life, but ultimately the person that makes that choice is us. The person that chooses to listen is us. The person that has to act is us. We can't be led, we can't be forced. It's not genuine to our spirit, and it does not offer genuine outcomes. Letting somebody else make things happen or change or force something to happen in our lives does not create the outcome that is genuine, and therefore it cannot create a genuine outcome. What has to align is our energy, our actions, our thoughts. And so with the universe imitating the energy, the thoughts, and the actions that you put out, just be a little bit more aware of what you are putting out and of how that is creating your love life. Look after your beautiful selves. Group 3, I'm going to take your reading into the extended now. Thank you for all of your time, your energy, and your support right here on YouTube. I hope this reading found you when it was meant to. I hope it didn't feel like too much of a lecture. Look after yourself. Look after the people who are important to you. I'm keen to see what is next in love for you. If you're joining me there, the link is in the pinned comment and the description box. But if this is where we're parting ways, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Until you meet again, bye.